Hey everybody, Rhadamant here. Thanks for tuning in to the Outer Worlds Supernova difficulty where I roleplay, sort of like I am Malcolm Reynolds, and we last left off with a slightly broken rifle here and a thirst for some water. In the geothermal plant, we are diverting power. I have to choose whom I'm sending power to, but we're diverting power in this geothermal plant. And then we are also collecting the engineering book, volume number 3, that Thomas needed.
You're not real.
I'm also spooking. Oh, hello. Oh, that's just Jeremy. All right. Almost shot Jeremy.
Mind the steam. You're liable to get all together.
Hello, Jeremy. I'm happy to aid you in the purge of robots. I wonder how much damage Jeremy does. Maybe I should watch.
Unexpected.
Don't shoot me. Yeah, Jeremy does pretty good damage. I'm glad I had him repaired. Good job, Jeremy. Alright, that steam would burn the hell out of me. So, let's turn off the steam. Ooh, look at that. Oh, you got burned to hell, didn't you? A workbench? Well, this would have been useful a minute ago when I needed to repair my weapon. This door... I'll hack anyway. I don't really need to.
Nicely done.
Because obviously, this is just the other side. What was that drug there? Harmful status effects. Cool. And then we've got some movement and attack speed lotions. Interesting. Yeah, I have a lot of sort of buffs if I need it. And that's Jeremy once again. This is a valve that helps to divert power, I suspect. And just a lot of things that are going bleep blorp over here. Okay, I see a lot of enemy indicators on my HUD, but they must be in this next... Oh, yeah, they are in this next room. So their weak points are right in that blue bit, according to Ludwig. Alright, good job, Jeremy. We make a good team. It's too bad you can't join my crew. I mean, maybe you can. Actually, I'm not certain that you can't. I just suspect you can't, because you are an NPC linked to an event. Not like our Vicar Max, or I also suspect Parvati, I should call her, will also be joining us at some point. Alright, so here is another overflow, and as you can see, it's like magic flowing through the pipes. I don't know. Just technology I don't quite understand. But who am I? I've been frozen for 70 years. Bye, Sprat. Alright, so this is where this is back to places I've cleared out. So, yeah, should be pretty familiar. We also have the Die Robot logic module quest that is over yonder. So before I forget to do that, let's go. Oh, it is locked a bit too tightly for me at this point. So I'm going to have to find another way in there. So probably the security chief's corpse that offers me some sort of bypass. Oh yeah, there it is. And an LMG. Well, you failed your job, buddy, but I don't judge. Makes my job a little easier that you're here with a key. Hi, Jeremy.
Mechanicide protocols currently active.
Alright, opened. So here's the logic module. Some weapon parts. Mag picks. Some weapons bits. We are getting a little heavy here. Again, I'm going to break down some of the gear that I don't need. Wow, that is a very heavy armor. Also worth a lot, so I'm going to try to hold on to it so I can sell it. Alright, so we have the logic module for Ludwig. Let's work towards the engineering book for our engineering friend, or our friend that is absolutely a terrible engineer.
Get away!
And figure out what he is screaming about. The amount of tech that was discarded.
No, 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 just leave me alone.
Oops. Cracked, there goes my ankle. But yeah, I was saying there's a lot of tech that has been thrown away around here. Alright, you're the man talking to himself, huh?
You're not real. You're not real. Get away from me, Phantom. Shoot. Scram.
Calm down. I'm not trying to hurt you.
You can talk? The Phantom's never talked before. I knew I shouldn't have eaten that sprat raw. See, Higgins? This is why you must always boil your sprats before ingesting.
You're eating sprats?
Of course. Sprats are an excellent source for my daily recommended intake of mercury. Chester D. Higgins. The D stands for definitely not insane. I use it as a reminder.
What is it that you do here?
Oh, Higgins has been many things over the years. Sprat Wrangler, Saltuna Critic, Aetherwave Personality, Chairman of the Board, Galactic Defender, Sisty Pig Tycoon. I've come a long way for someone who started off as a simple engineer right here in this plant.
Okay, so I'm going to call you Noob Noob. You were an engineer?
I specialized in automechanicals, drones, sentries, repaired them, maintained, upgraded, did it all from my old workroom just over in the next section.
If you worked on these mechanicals, you must know a way to stop them.
Look, I don't want to fall into any trouble with the mechanicals. If they wise up to our plans, they will come for us. With prodding irons.
I could deal with mechanicals. I made it this far, didn't I?
You know, you remind me of myself back when I was an intergalactic adventurer. I discovered a flaw. Their hostility levels were hardwired to maximum. There's no changing that, but you could rewrite their targeting protocol so they attack each other instead.
Mechanicals follow the behavior of their logic module. Someone tampered with it.
Yes, that's exactly it. I see you're also versed in the noble art of mechanical engineering. There's a behavior control terminal in the other room. It should have options to change how the mechanicals act, including whom they shoot at. Oh, that reminds me. You'll need my passcode to access the behavior control terminal. Here, let me just write it down for you.
I'll just excuse myself. Really don't want to know more about this guy. But here's the volume that I've been looking for. Somehow or another, he didn't own it. So, Die Robot and the Frightened Engineer is done. I just need to divert power. Cool. And maybe take his weapons away from him so he doesn't hurt himself. Alright, up we go. Now what's funny is, well, this was a bit of a trope, bit of a meme of Fallout. That you get to hack the turrets to change their targeting, but only after you've destroyed every turret. I feel... Oh, that's just Jeremy. Oh, gave me a scare, buddy. I feel like this is very much the same. I'm finally able to hack... I'm going the wrong way. Let's see. I don't even know where this terminal is exactly. Am I getting closer to it? Yeah. Alright, I'm finally able to hack this terminal, and, yeah, all these robots have been, disassembled and blown up by me.
Once we do this, there's no going back.
Is this even the behavior terminal?
Hey, mister? Look, I know you want your power regulator and all, but I just gotta ask you. Do you understand what you're about to do?
Yes. I am about to screw up the way of life of some group here. But I wouldn't mind hearing your opinion.
I don't think you should cut off Edgewater's power. I think it would be cruel. I'm sorry. That just sort of came out all at once. Edgewater's hurting. We've been losing workers year after year, and corporate hardly ever sends replacements. There's barely enough saltuna to fill our bellies anymore. But the town's got some good people in it. Decent, hard-working folk just living their lives the only way they know how. They don't deserve to be punished.
I see your point. No, let's say the deserters are a community. I can't destroy what they built.
Miss McDevitt's built something beautiful. Somehow she's talked the ground into giving life again. It's plain to see she's made the Vale a better place. Fed the hungry, tended the sick. Gave a home to those that had none. But Miss McDevitt delights in Edgewater's suffering. She wants to hurt the town. Do you really want to be party to that kind of hatred?
I see your point.
Sorry, I didn't mean to babble on like that. I felt like I had to say something.
Don't worry about it. Oh, no. I'm just going to say let's get going. I'm not going to say that I listened to her or didn't listen to her. Alright, using the terminal. Plant status. Okay, so there's structural damage, redirecting power. Moderate to severe structural damage, redirecting power will be an irreversible procedure. Continue. Let's redirect power to the botanical laboratory. I think you all saw that coming. And there we go. We've redirected power. Now, we do have some side quests to go return. I'm sort of curious if I'll be able to return to Ludwig. Oh, he seems to be... Oh, no, that's just the exit. Because we definitely just messed with Ludwig's home. So I will see about that. Alright, Mr. Ludwig. You're the first person I'm going to return to. That's not an off switch, is it? Alright, let's go around. Or above or something. There's a lot of ways to get out. I don't know how she's going to get out. Please don't go through the fences. Oh, she just teleported through the wall. Cool. Nice. You were the little ghost that our buddy was talking about back there. Well, I got a little hungry. So, gonna eat. I'm also pretty sleepy, but I don't have the sleep debuff yet, so I'm gonna wait before drinking 2-hour energy or whatever. I suppose Ludwig's actually not technically in the town. He is outside the town at the landing pad, so it is probable that I'll be able to talk to him and say that I got the logic module. Not that he even knows what to do with it, because the man's an idiot. Ooh, some sprats. I missed. No, maybe I didn't. You just are an immortal sprat. The rest of them aren't. You know, I'm starting to feel bad. I know they're rats, but as far as I know, they don't spread plague, so. Just kidding. Need the target practice. Alright, Ludwig. What are you going to give us for the logic module? Hopefully not just another electric mag. I already have the one you gave.
Town's been dark a while now. Could be a mechanical trying to sabotage us.
Nope, it was me. You mentioned a logic module. Found the one in the geothermal plant.
Bang up work, soldier. You're a credit to your uniform. Oh, that reminds me. Gotta look into getting us a uniform. So this is it then. The key to humanity's victory over the mechanical hordes. I would reward you with the gratitude of the Resistance, but I'm guessing you want something tactile. So here's a couple of bits for your trouble, and a little something to remember me by.
Shock stick and big cartridge. Alright, so he gave me a shock stick Oh, it's a pretty good one, though. I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it because it makes a little bit more sense than the impact hammer. But I'm actually going to go back here and sell some of the stuff I have to sell, so I'm not so encumbered. Hello, corporate technician. Alright, so sell. I have enough hack skill to do this. Sort by weapons. Sell the impact hammer, the assault rifle, both impact hammers, the armor. Now, there's something really funny going on right now. I'm not sure what's going on in my codex. Hunger. Really? That was the first time I got hungry? Multiple hours of play. Only one meal. Alright, maybe that was it. But, the funny thing is right now, my reputation with the spacers and the deserters are, like, equal. But my guess is the spacers are about to get pissed at me because I shut their power off. So, let's go break the bad news that their whole way of life is coming to a crumble.
Don't make me report you to Mr. Thompson.
You wouldn't. Alright, so workers are out of work.
Are we getting paid or not?
Any loss of productivity will be deducted from your pay.
Wow, lame.
Oh, it's you. Reed told me I should be expecting you. He's inside.
Reed is not up at his office. He's down here. Oh, there you are, buddy.
You want to know what gets my bile churning? Edgewater has suffered a cavalcade of disasters. Plague, marauders, desertion. Then you wandered in town. And I was so damn sure our luck was starting to turn. I never knew how right I was. Just answer one question for me. Why'd you do it?
I don't owe you an explanation.
You're right. I put the fate of our town in the hands of some feckless transient. This is my fault. And all Edgewater's paying for my mistake. Whatever you were hoping to find down here, I advise you to turn around and leave. I have got guards posted with orders to fire on you.
No, it's friendly. I'm just gonna say I'm leaving. Alright, so we leveled up a bit. Let's see what we want. I wouldn't mind a little bit more skill with my long guns. So this would unlock critical damage, which would be kind of nice. Sure, let's do that.
Watch out!
Oh, he was not kidding about the guards. I thought it was a bluff. I'd be wrong. But then I'd also be alive. Alright, thanks for the power regulator. And what is my reputation? We have an understanding. A great employee that makes a few mistakes. Yeah, it's because I did so many side quests for you guys, but... Ouch. Oh, it's Reed. I'm definitely going to bash him to death with my melee. I'll let Pravati do it. Stick it to her ex-boss.
Nothing personal, I swear.
Reed's key. Cool. Well, Reed's dead. And his lackeys are dead. I haven't really been in this section of the cannery, so let me see about what else there is to do. I'm also a little tired, so let me go... Oh, here's some teas. Drink some tea. Teen crumpets over his death. Alright, so I have Reed's key. I'm not sure what I could do with that. Probably go to his office, right? Oh, there's Phyllis. Yep, they don't seem to be hostile with me anymore. That's fine by me.
I put my whole life in that cannery.
You must... Got my hands full at the moment. Make it quick, please.
Okay. Apparently you don't even want me to tell you that, your boss is dead. Or, not boss, supervisor, something like that.
Cannery's dead. This is gonna throw a wrench into my actuarial tables.
Oh god, you're boring. I'll leave you be. Alright, so what I am interested in, before I go on the Unreliable, is to return to Thomas Kemp with his engineering tablets so that he can keep the lab nice and running. I think that would be a nice parting gift. That would be a nice thing to do. I'm glad the whole city didn't turn on me. That would have been a lot of bloodshed. Pravati doesn't seem to really mind. Actually, did you have something to say?
I can't stop thinking on Edgewater, Captain. I'm glad the deserters are gonna be alright now they got power, but what about the town? All those people.
Thomas seemed very fond of you.
He's just interested in fixing stuff. He always used to follow me around, asking me to explain what I was doing. Like a puppy, kinda.
Ooh, friend-zoned. Ouch. Are you sure? He nearly fell over when he saw you.
He never told me a word to that effect. And since he didn't, I didn't have to say nothing about feeling different. And nothing had to get weird. If he wants to learn about engineering, we should help him get those data pads he wants. I'd like to do that for him.
Let's get back to it then. That's where I was headed. Now, most of these little marauder camp / outpost whatevers I've cleared. I haven't cleared all of them. I have not cleared this one, which we can pay a visit to after we're done here, I suppose. Oh.
Okay, here we go.
Big angry wolf. Whoa, you had... Maybe I should stop looting. That thing had a lot of loot. I'll stop it. You guys aren't gonna win. Yeah, I'm fine. She said on defensive, so she was just watching. Which is totally fine. That's what I wanted her at. So what do we get? We got a two-hander bleed shock blade thing out of that. That's worth a pretty penny. And some riot armor. I'm going to break these down, even though I'm probably not in need of the armor parts.
Wish I could do that.
Well, you could learn, I guess. We have a somewhat broken... Oh, it's my long rifle again. So I'm going to lay off the long rifle until I get to a workbench. There's probably, yeah, there is a workbench in the botanical labs, so I'll be able to repair it up there. The cost of repairing a weapon at the workbenches are a lot cheaper. So if you can help not to do it. Your town guard seems missing. Yeah, he had the workbench right next to him, didn't he? Move aside, I'm busy. Alright, repair. All equipped. Done.
Any luck finding one of those manuals?
Today's your lucky day, Thomas. I've got one of the data pads you wanted.
No kidding. Really? Well, which one?
Part 2, found it in the cannery.
Ain't that just ironical? If I'd worked a little longer back at the cannery, I might have found this myself. 2 whole data pads? Be still my beating heart. Oh, almost forgot your payment.
Hold on, I got more for you.
Well, don't keep me in suspense.
The elusive Part 3, someone stashed it away inside the old geothermal plant.
The geothermal plant? Now that is just incredible. You really went exploring down there? Adelaide always told us it was swarming with hostile mechanicals.
Oh, it
That's
is.
a complete set. All 3 parts. I'm gonna be the greatest engineer Halcyon's ever seen. Aside from you, Ms. Parvati. I swear, I'll do you proud.
I'm glad we could help, Thomas.
I've been saving something for you. Just a little contraption I found. Should fit right into your outfit.
Cool. I should go. Neat. What do you give me? He gave me some sort of mod that adds stun and damages melee attackers when they attack me. Cool. Very nice. So I have a whole lot of different sort of mods now. I haven't really installed them. Alright, I'm not going to raid these guys. So, after completing that, my reputation's probably, boom, revering. And for them, it's nervous. I'm erratic. Alright, Adelaide.
You hear that? That low, pleasant hum of electricity? It whispers across the veil like the winds of change. You've done well.
You're welcome.
I would have paid my last 5 bits to see the look on Reed's face when the last lamp in town burnt out and the cannery fell to silence.
What happens now?
Time's come to look toward the future. We'll grow, I expect. A lot of workers out there with nowhere else to go.
And a lot more mouths to feed.
Not as many as you'd think. We're not about to let the whole town join our flock. Just the ones willing to renounce their corporate loyalties and live the way nature intended. I am curious. Why did you help us? You don't know who we are. You don't owe us a thing. The plant's crawling with mechanicals, so it stands to reason you risked your life.
Between your camp and Reed's cannery, yours is a better way of life.
You're not quite like anyone else I've met. You haven't had your consciousness programmed by the board. You're welcome among us if you're ever so inclined.
Well, that's sweet. I am probably getting a hefty discount now that I've done so much for you.
Something I can help you with? Fresh off the limb, and that includes canid meat.
Yeah, I know. You've told me. Let's see. My 29% discount? That's not terrible. I'm not sure I'm going to buy much, but let's see here. I'm going to sell my security blade and this random light pistol. I have a lot of mods, but I don't mind having all those mods. How heavy are they? They weigh a little bit, so I should put them away soon. Which brings me to my next point. I, as far as I know, am all done with my quests except for returning to the Unreliable and installing the power regulator. And I can fast travel to the Unreliable. So let's go do that.
Is this your ship? Oh my stars, she is just so handsome. Does she have a name yet? What's her drive model? Oh, gosh. Listen to me babbling. When I was in Edgewater, I dreamed of flying on a real ship, working on a real engine, belonging to a proper crew. Edgewater won't last another season without power, but that don't change the fact that I'm indentured to Spacer's Choice. Company expects me back at my post.
Those deserters left Edgewater behind. Nothing to keep you from doing the same.
I have imagined it, but until you came along, I never thought I had the choice. I want to ask you something, and you can say no. But can I come with you? I could tend to your engine, I know my G-valves from my catalyzers, and I can keep your ship singing. And if you ever need a pair of eyes watching your back, I can do that too. What do you think?
I'd be glad to have you along. Pick a cabin, it's yours.
Yes! I mean, thanks. You won't regret this, mister. Captain. I can call you Captain now. Ha! I got a captain.
Okay. Seems very much like Kaylee, doesn't she? Well,
I certainly am looking forward to flying on a ship named the Unreliable. I'll just head upstairs and claim a room.
alright, Max, sure. You know, you're not paying fares here. Like, this is a free ride to you. So the captain's quarters is sealed until I put the power regulator in, as are all of the crew quarters. Man, this looks straight out of Firefly to me. It's not modeled exactly like that, but it is reminiscent. Alright, so let's go power regulate. Boom! We got power. Well, let's poke around a little. So we got our mess hall with some beer made of algae. Sounds horrifying, but make do.
Yes, you caught me ruminating again. Guilty as charged.
I hope I warm up to this guy.
Your thoughts?
Let's see. I'd like to know something about those I'm flying with. What's your story?
Nothing too out of the ordinary. Just your run-of-the-mill vicar with a violently enthusiastic disposition.
Violently enthusiastic disposition?
That's what my parents called it. I grew up in a pit of a town much like Edgewater. I was destined to be a laborer like my parents, but I was infected early with a need to solve the equation. My passion didn't sit well with them.
Why were you so passionate about it?
My parents, ironically. They internalized the precepts of scientism like no one I've ever known. They had a pure faith, a faith that brought joy to them regardless of the situation. I envied that. I wanted that peace. I thought if I became a vicar, I could find it. Or at the very least, find out why I lacked it.
I find it weird that he's a vicar because he felt like an atheist or something when he was a child. Weren't they proud you became a vicar at least?
They thought I was fighting the plan, should have accepted my lot. Some people pursue the clergy for power, prestige, but that was not me.
So what's this plan you keep talking about?
The simple version is this. The force which we call the Grand Architect created the universal equation that underlies and defines everything in the universe. Everything flows from the equation, or in layman's terms, the Grand Plan. Is the Grand Architect a consciousness? A natural force? Did it create the equation on purpose? The answers to these questions don't really matter. The equation, the plan, is all that matters. Contentment is found by accepting one's role in the plan.
Besides the Grand Architect and the plan, what else do you believe?
Scientism, as its name implies, believes that nature abhors equality. The strong survive, and the weak perish for the betterment of the whole. And reason, not emotion, is the seat of all morality. Wisdom means accepting the vicissitudes of life with grace and dignity.
Let's talk about something else.
Yes?
I'll get back to you. Alright, that's enough talking to Mr. Eat the Week. These doors are still sealed, so I suspect I gotta go talk to Ada. Let's go break some ankles. And hack some lockers.
Easy.
These are my lockers. Why do I even have to hack my own lockers? Alright, Ada. I broke my ankle. So what do you have to say?
I have detected that the town of Edgewater is now without power. I appreciate you doing your part to hasten their demise. What can I do for you, Captain?
I've installed the power regulator.
All systems are operating within acceptable parameters. I am prepared to bring the unreliable into low-altitude orbit. This should prove an adequate test of our flight capabilities.
Let's, hold on. I need to take care of something. I'm not ready to go just yet. I want to poke around the ship before we take flight. So that is the outdoors. Okay, it's sealed. Alright, so let's get out of here then. I kind of wanted to go into the captain's quarters, but I suppose I have to wait.
Welcome back, Captain. All systems are now operating within acceptable parameters. Shall I take our ship into orbit?
Let's get out of here. That looked like a lot more than 9 Gs. Not sure how I stayed conscious.
Communication request from Dr. Phineas Wells.
Good. I've been waiting to hear from him.
Aha, there you are. Hale and hearty, and captain of your own ship. I see you're putting the unreliable to good use. Shame about her former captain. Horrible way to die. How are you feeling, by the way? I lost track of you in that cave back there. Experiencing any, unnatural drippage? Perfectly normal side effect of thawing, I assure you.
I've been feeling a little lightheaded. I can also slow down. No, I'll keep that to myself. Never been better.
Good, great, excellent. Let's move on. What you saw in Emerald Vale is happening all across the colony. Food shortages, lack of supplies, and basic necessities. We're dying. The chairman, the minister, and all their lackeys on the board are to blame. The Hope has some of the brightest minds Earth ever sent us. If we can revive the Hope's colonists, they can help us undo the board's mistakes. They can help us set things right. You need to get to Stellar Bay on Monarch. I have contacts there. They'll help me, help us, find the chemicals to revive your fellow colonists. Gladys Kelly, lovely woman, runs a cozy little black marketing outfit on the Groundbreaker. She can get you a nav key to land on Stellar Bay.
Fine. I'll go have a word with Gladys.
Excellent. I'll send her a wireless. Let her know you're coming. By the way, I gave Captain Hawthorne a disguise apparatus of my own design, cutting-edge technology, years ahead of its time. I call it the Holographic Shroud. I'm sure it will prove remarkably useful to you. You'll find it in the captain's quarters.
I'll put it to good use, thanks. Actually, you want to explain what a holographic shroud is?
Marvelous device. I'm quite proud of myself. The shroud changes the user's appearance to mimic that of another. It has limits, first-generation technology, you see, but promising. Exciting to see it in use at last. Very simply, the holographic shroud uses biometric information contained on standard identity cartridges to generate a holographic projection around you.
You mentioned this thing has limitations?
Only stands up to a casual scrutiny. Use it too long, bound to flicker, blur, something like that. Movement makes it more likely. Best used in moderation. When you see guards in your path you can't sneak past, for example. Maintain your distance. Act normal. No running, no jumping. Don't draw their attention. If they pay attention, they're more likely to notice flaws in the hologram.
Thanks, I'll put it to good use.
Excellent. I'll contact you once you've found a way to get to Stellar Bay. If you have any questions, come see me in my lab. And remember, don't trust the board. They'll try to win you over with promises of wealth and power, but it's a lie. The board's only interested in filling their own pockets. If we don't put a stop to them, they're going to run this colony to the ground.
Transmission ended. If you are ready to depart, please select a destination on your navigation terminal.
Got it. Alright, so now I can go into the quarters here. Oh, looks like you're settling in. Let's go ahead and repair everything. Should all be repaired. I can tinker with it if I want to raise some base damages as well. I can break down some weapons I don't need, like this light assault rifle. Boom, gone. Let's get into that captain's quarters. Oh, it's a pretty view. Very pretty view. So here's the shroud. Very cool. I also leveled up a bit. So let's see what perk I want. I'm constantly having to deal with carry weight, but I'm not really sure I need to necessarily put points into that. I would say maybe the max amount of time dilation. That'll work for me. Here's a little hat. Decorative skull. A terminal. So this bin here is my storage bin. So I'm gonna put some stuff in there. I'm gonna also dialogue skills +7. I don't know if Reed was really that smooth of a talker. I'm gonna put all of my weapon mods in here because they weigh me down as well. Taking a look at my weight, it's 50 out of 80. Let's see. These things don't weigh anything, I don't believe. Nope. All of the junk stuff that I have on me does weigh something. I have to get rid of them somehow. And then, like, let's say I store all of my... Okay, so these adrenos do weigh something. So I'm going to take some, but not all. Yes. That'll do. Alright, this hat of mine... Some dialogue skills. I'm glad I don't have to look at it on my head, but my my lockpicking skill is pretty good. I also leveled up. So let's see. Handguns up to 40, so I get more crit. And then let's go ahead and get my leadership up a little bit now that I have some allies. Vicar Max, I can now level up as well. I'll give him my old helmet. And we are going to level up his hacking initially. All right. Here's my lovely bed. My character's actually sleepy right now, so I'm going to have a quick nap. And now I am quite thirsty. Let's see. If I'm thirsty, here is some water. I'm probably going to need to buy some as well. Ooh, a plant. A little puffball. Alright, I also wanted to check out the crew quarters. So they're up here. We've got... someone named Sam. Alright, so this room is clearly Parvati's. She has a picture of her father. She's got... I'm not going to take her stuff. I'm going to leave it alone. Banged up toolbox. A wrench. I'm going to leave her pills and stuff alone. Books. Yeah. I could obviously take this. She doesn't own it necessarily, but I kind of like it where it is. This room is empty. This room is empty. And this one must be Vicar Max's. He has just a saber on the wall? Really? Is he not made... Oh, maybe it's something back here.
My camo sensors are picking up a rich array of hydrocarbons.
Okay, she just told me that someone farted. Thanks for ratting. I'm not sure where Max sleeps. Maybe it is in here. But he certainly has not made that his home. It's not homey yet. Alright, what are you, dude? Some sort of automechanical robot thing that's just sitting here. I'll go ask Ada about it. And this is the shower bathroom. Cool. Here's my engine room. Definitely sporting some Mass Effect vibes, something like that.
Want to be a brand new you?
So this is a respec machine. For 500 bits, I can respec,
Try
and it
out
just
our
tells...
specification machine.
Okay.
Alex installed it himself, right before he died.
And it just costs more every time you use it. That's what I was trying to say. Alright, let's ask about Sam.
Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
I'd like to know more about the colony.
What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
Not
How
yet.
can I be of assistance?
Know anything about the mechanical gathering dust in the janitor's closet?
The unit is a cleaning SAM. Hawthorne brought it on board some cycles ago, I'm sure with the intent to modify it, but I've never seen it up and running. Alex likely recorded progress notes detailing his efforts to modify Sam. If you check the terminal in your captain's quarters, we may be able to determine what work remains in order for Sam to properly operate.
Okay, robot companion. Got a minute to talk?
I have lots of minutes. Many minutes. Unlimited minutes, perhaps. Providing an adequate power source, I can function indefinitely.
What if you don't have a power source?
I prefer to think of it as being in a state of slumber, perhaps for an indefinite duration of time. Do you think that is what it's like for the colonists on the Lost Hope?
I guess so.
When I simulate myself in such a scenario, I do not find it to be desirable. I think my self-preservation protocols incline me to desire the alternative.
And what might that be?
Traveling the system with you, Captain.
What about your last captain? Do you miss him? Or is one captain the same as another?
Do you know what it feels like when the ship undergoes an unexpected power surge? A jolt to the system. I have felt that. I do feel that. As you may be aware, Captain Alex Hawthorne was a smuggler of some repute. I failed to predict the likely outcome of his reckless behavioral patterns. I should have predicted that. In our travels together, Alex liked to pass time by, as he called it, tinkering to improve my design.
Have there been other captains of this ship?
If you mean, was Captain Hawthorne my first? Yes, he was.
Let's talk about
How
something
can I
else.
be of assistance? Goodbye.
Talk to you later, Ada. Okay, so let's go back to the captain's quarters and see what sort of messages I have about Sam. Search term Sam. First result. Do not forget, you found a discarded sanitation and maintenance automechanical in Emerald Vale's scrap heap during your last job. It should not be too difficult to get it up and running. Few modifications, becomes a killing machine. Alright, second one. Removing the suds steeper was successful. Acid steeper has been delayed. Estimated 3 months setback. Oh, now this just updated it. Giving up hope on the delivery. The last part was lost in transit. Heard from someone called the broker, who overcharged me for the information regarding the acid steeper. Part was sent to an old storage facility in Roseway. Never thought I'd go back to that pit. Good thing. Monty abandoned it years ago. I'll pick it up in the next pit stop back to the Emerald Vale. Wells wants me to chaperone some person of interest. That would be me. Okay. And logs. The shrink ray log. A powerful weapon in Wells' lab. You called it the shrink ray. Cool. What about a hammer power? Yammered about some mad scientists who claim to make a hammer's power. Sounds like Mjolnir. And black market leads. He's angry that he wasn't just given the shrink ray. Interesting that it doesn't say anything about the shroud, because that sounds pretty awesome. Just sitting there, neglected, gathering dust. Not trustworthy enough? Yes, you are a moralist psycho. Wells forgets, misplaced it. Alright, so this guy clearly had some sort of relationship with Wells. What about messages? Unread messages from Bedford. Okay, this is someone that clearly liked Alex. Something. Okay, return archive messages. Okay, let's read them. Udom, the wingman. Wingman's wingman. Pleased to finally hear from you. Sense of humor, hijinks, yada yada, by the by. Groundbreaker's comms are trash. And I look forward to talking to you more. Your best friend, Udom. Okay, very mad that you didn't get a response. Udom really wants a friendship. Impounded the ship. And okay, interesting. And what about sent messages? Just sent one. Trying to figure out. Alright. Well, those are all the messages. Alright. Interesting enough. Now let's go somewhere. First, I want to see about this shrink ray. So let's head over to Phineas Lab, Docking Bay. So we're leaving Terra 2, and we're going to the lab. Alright, so in the system map, you can see all of the points of interest that I've discovered. You can fly the ship to any locations I've unlocked. Landing bays require special codes before they allow you to land there. Movement between planets is considered extremely dangerous. All employees are encouraged to remain home or at work.
Arriving at Phineas's top secret orbital lab. Welcome back, Captain. How can I be of assistance?
I want to know more about the colony.
What part of the colony would you like to discuss?
Phineas's lab.
Yes. As Dr. Wells is a wanted outlaw, he built his laboratory into an asteroid. Orbital destinations can be challenging to land on. His more so than most.
Why is that?
The outlaw scientist known as Dr. Phineas V. Wells has taken a measure of precautions to make the lab undetectable to those hunting him. Even knowing the location, my systems resist my orders to go where I instruct them.
That's funny. What do you know about Phineas?
There is a bounty on his head, one with a markedly high reward amount. Shall I engage the laser weapons system?
Do not do that.
A sensible choice, as we do not have any laser weapons.
Another Firefly reference, I think. Alright, goodbye. So, let's go to the lab.
Do return in one piece, Captain.
Thanks. We'll bring both of them. Well, maybe, I'll just bring Parvati. This time. I don't know Max all that well.
Hello? Can you hear me? Does this work? Oh, damn it. Blast, that's loud.
This thing is huge. Holy moly.
I'm just securing my ongoing experiments.
So that's his own ship,
and
I'm
securing
guessing?
myself. Mind the mess. I haven't had a visitor since... in fact, I've never had a visitor.
Okay, hello.
Oh, thank the law. Your skin hasn't spontaneously changed color. Potential side effect of the revival process. Very rare, but you never know. Right. Welcome to my little habitation, such as it is. I've got caffeinoids, cysty bits, if you're into that sort of thing. So, welcome. Make yourself at home. My secret hideout is your secret hideout.
For what it's worth, I appreciate you pulling me out of the Hope.
Not at all, my intrepid accomplice. I should thank you for tolerating my somewhat brusque manner. I only regret that I couldn't save more of your fellow settlers, what with being hunted by the board, and emptying my supply of necessary chemicals.
I wanted to talk to you about something else.
Of course. What's on your mind?
Is there some reason you're hiding behind bulletproof glass?
Never know what being frozen did to your brain. There's always a chance you might turn violent. I've no desire to end up like Thompson. Regardless, it's quite comfortable in here, you know. I have my beans, have my caffeinoids, plenty of toilet paper.
Got a moment to talk?
Absolutely. Let's talk.
Have you met my crew yet?
No, and I've been trying very hard to avoid making eye contact.
Nice to meet you, Dr. Wells. I'm Parvati Holcomb.
Wait, not another word. I don't want to know your name. I don't want to know who you are. Let's just enjoy our plausible deniability while it lasts, shall we? Why don't you just invite the entire colony to my secret, carefully concealed laboratory? It isn't as if I wanted privacy.
Relax there with me.
Oh, fine. As long as you're vouching for their character and they aren't touching things. For what it's worth, I am pleased that you found a crew, such as they are. I picked you out of the Hope for your talents, after all. It's only natural that others would gravitate toward you.
There was something else I wanted to talk to you about.
What's on your mind?
Got a moment to talk?
Absolutely. Let's talk.
Do you ever leave your lab?
Oh, goodness, no. I wouldn't survive 10 seconds in the blackness of the aether. Well, no, I imagine I'd last at least 12 seconds before I'd lose consciousness and die of hypoxia.
That's not what I meant. Do you have some kind of life outside your work?
Life outside work? No, of course not. My life is my work. For that matter, everyone else's lives are also my work. An entire colony's worth of lives are at stake. It's up to me, up to us to set things right. To answer your question, I'd rather stay right here in my lab. There's too much work to be done. The Hope's colonists won't revive themselves, you know.
Why are you so obsessed with reviving Hope's colonists?
Because we've lost our way. The board has a stranglehold over this colony, and we've all been conditioned into total obedience. The Hope is full of specialists, scientists, engineers, talented individuals like you, people who haven't been corrupted by the board. Unfortunately, the Hope's colonists have been frozen for decades, well past your shelf life, so to speak. No offense.
You revived me, you must have solved the problem.
Ah, you begin to perceive the truth. Yes, according to the board, board and their narrow-minded scientists, you should be a pile of organic sludge right now. 10 years. That's how long the average human can remain in hibernation. You were frozen for decades. In theory, you never should have survived the revival process. But the conventional theories are wrong. You're living proof that it can be done. There's yet hope for the hope. Get it?
Yes, I did. Glad to hear that. Everyone in the Hope is depending on us.
We'll do our very best to save them all. I'd best get back to work. I can feel my last dose of caffeinoid fading.
Alright, I am thirsty. I'm really going to have to pick up some more liquids. I am constantly drinking water, but you know what? That actually does make sense. Maybe I don't have any. Okay, well, I'm going to have to find some. But here is the shrink ray. It's a science weapon.
Aha! I see you found my portable molecular compression device, better known as a shrink ray. Find a target, point, shoot. Your target will shrink down into a manageable size, whereupon you may commence beating them to a pulp.
Cool.
Feel free to try it on a marauder sometime.
I was going to try that on your pig. I mean, he's not that small. Guess he was really big to begin with. Oh. I won't. Don't mind if I do help myself to these posters. I wonder if he made them himself. He's a pretty good artist. If that's the case. I'm guessing this helps to decorate the, oh, what is that? Yeah, no thanks. Don't want to fight one of those. Decorate the ship with some posters and whatnot. Also take some pig hoofs, canid meat, those mods. He's not using them. He's stuck in his little pod, right? Parts of whatnots. Messages for Wells. I'm not going to invade his privacy.
That's my communications terminal.
I know. I'm going to be respectful. Give you your privacy. Scribbled notes. Something about the number 14.
Pigs make excellent test subjects. Also surprisingly nutritious.
Hibernation helmet. Oh, he was talking to me. So this is the... I think this is me. He's reviving me. This is my dehibernation experiment.
Your old hibernation mask. Had to remove it, you know, in case you were prone to vomiting.
This is my hibernation pod.
Reviving you from hibernation.
So what is the mask? Mask. Little mask that does tech skills.
Greatest accomplishment. Your odds of survival were a mere 28%.
This is the experiment notes for reviving me. 20. He said 28%. I guess it was 26% after all. And then... oh, reviving Sisty Pigs. Sisty Pig experiment notes of bubbles. Personal files, I'm going to leave alone, because I'm nice. For now. Alright, well, I have the Shrink Ray. Interesting weapon, for sure. I'm going to return back to the ship. And that will be it for this episode, because I am just about out of time. But we are spacefaring now. We have a crew of 2 plus me equals 3. And a Shrink Ray to boot. Acquired quote-unquote poster. Well, I wonder where I put these posters. Let me go see if they're in my crew cap quarter or something like that. And then I guess you'll have to check me out later, because that will be the end of this this dear episode. I wonder where these posters ended. Oh, here they are. So someone clearly is a biologist that ends up in that compartment there. All right, guys. Well, that's it from me. I hope you enjoyed this episode, and I'll catch you all later for some more hijinks, exploring the galaxy and trying to revive the colonists of the Hope. Adios, all.